Namaste. Let's begin class. Grounding your hands onto your knees and connecting your sitting bones to the floor. And take a deep breath in. Hold the breath for a second and exhale through the mouth. And let's do one more. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale out the mouth. And let's slowly open your eyes. So today's class is all about targeting all the body parts, a full body stretch. Let's come on to your squatting position. So in Yogic Squat, you can have your feet slightly turn out or turn in. And for my ankles, it works better if I slightly turn out. And we're gonna bring our elbows into the inside of the knees, connecting your thumbs to the center of your chest. And this really helps to target the lower back and the inner thighs. And then gently, like a 2 out of 10 effort, to press your elbows against your inner knees. I invite you to close your eyes and then keep gazing internally upward. So there's an inner uplifting sensation. In Yin Yoga, we really want to explore what's called the physical edge, where if you approach the physical edge with caution and mindfulness, you're going to help encourage change in the body, in the connective tissue. But then if you go overboard and go too far, too deep, too soon, you might risk injuries. But you also don't want to hand back too much where you're not going to encourage growth. Let's transition to another variation, allowing your upper body to relax. Place the palms onto the floor and look down. So this helps to target the upper back, the thoracic T-spine. Now, only if your body allows you to interlace the fingers and place a hand under the base of your skull. So this adds a bit of extra load, which helps you open up the upper T-spine. But if you have a sensitive neck, then I encourage you to keep your hands on the floor. Excellent. Let's slowly come onto your hands and knees. Let's rest on our belly. Resting helps to encourage mobility of fluid traveling back into connective tissue, and energetically you're circulating the chi, the life force. Gradually, let's come onto our hands and knees. Let's do a little cat and cow to encourage mobility in the spine. Tuck the toes and place your wrists under the shoulders. Just gently arch your back and look up. And then exhale, round the spine, look towards your belly button. Again, inhale, bring your gaze upward. And then exhale, round the spine. Coming back into neutral, let's draw your left knee to the left wrist. Walk your left foot into the right hip. Extend your back leg back, and then slowly let's walk your back leg down. So as you see, I just nestle into my sleeping swan. Now, the more you draw your left foot forward in alignment with the front edge of your mat, the more intense the pose is. If you feel like you're leaning so far to one side, then place a block under the pelvis. So gradually now, let's walk the body forward, surrendering to your sleeping swan. Sleeping swan targets your outer hip, IT band, and as well a little bit in your inner thighs. I personally love just resting my head to the side on top of my hands. And notice if you are unconsciously holding a lot of tension, maybe in the belly, in your hips, just use the breath as a gateway to tell the nervous system to relax. Extend your exhalation. Each exhale, just sink a little bit deeper into your sleeping swan. And every day the practice is different, so honor as well your emotional edge. Maybe certain days you don't go as deep, not because your physical body cannot. Maybe you just feel like a little bit tender in the heart. Just honor that feeling as well. Now let's gradually slide your front leg back. And let's rest onto your belly. Now to rest, I'm going to invite you to go into half Shavasana, bending your knees and then resting your head. This helps you open up and soften the sacrum. And let's come back onto your hands and knees. So coming onto your hands and knees, and let's just do a couple more cats and cows. I think the body's a bit more open now. See if you can deepen slightly more into every extension and flexion in the spine. Exhale, rounding the spine. Look towards your belly. A few more rounds. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, round the spine. Inhale and then exhale. So let's bring your right knee to the right wrist. Extend your back leg up. Walk your right foot towards your left hip and then slide the back leg back. Again, use the block under the hips if you need to. This will keep your pelvis more balanced. And gradually walking the body down. And for some of us, maybe we're here. You don't need to go all the way down. You can also bring a block under the forehead. In Chinese meridians, this posture helps to harmonize the gallbladder channel that runs on the outside of our legs. The gallbladder meridian is the ruler of commitment or decisions. So if you're having a hard time deciding what to do, committing to different things, then this posture will help you. And now gradually, let's slide our legs out. Now you can either rest on your belly or roll over, and then I personally love resting in a fetal position as well. So take what you need and choose the one that works for you. Let's gradually make your way back up. We're going to move into saddle. Now, saddle can be quite intense for some of us. So I encourage to place 2 blocks, one on a level 3, and this is for the back of your head, and then this one, and a level 2 is for your T-spine. So come on to your knees and sit between your feet. So you're going to have to adjust as you enter and gradually lean back. And then slide that block, level 2 block, under your scapula, and then the level 3 under the head. Now, of course, if you don't need this props, you don't need to use it, but I personally find it really helpful. And then just let your palms open to the side. And saddle is really good in opening the hip flexors. So hip flexors can get really tight if we sit all day. And if you want to deepen, you can also bring your block into level 1 and then level 2, or without the blocks. And then open your arms to the side. In addition to the target areas in the hip flexors and quadriceps, we're also giving your lower back a really healthy compression, a little stress along the spinal column. And if you find yourself having a hard time closing your eyes in saddle, many people find this pose a little bit invigorating, almost like little shots of coffee. So you can gaze softly somewhere in front of you, like an open eye meditation. And let's gently come out, grounding your hands to your feet, using your hands to pull you up, lean to the side, extending the legs out. Now, if you're feeling a lot of sensations, just having your knees sway side by side, and let's come into a little resting position. And let's slowly come up. Let's prepare for your last pose, and this caterpillar. So caterpillar is really good for opening the back side of the body, your calves, hamstring, lower back, the entire posterior fascial line. It's also really helpful to ground and connect back to your essence. So extend your legs in front and then begin to drape the body down. Now some people like to place a bolster under the belly or place a block under the forehead. So choose what works for you. And if you don't have any props, you can also bring your elbows onto your knees and then cradle your chin. These are all great options for you. And gradually, let's come up one vertebrae at a time. Before we take your final Shavasana, let's just stay up for a moment. Let's palms up, receiving any wisdom you may have collected in your practice, or offering loving energy to whoever needs it. And then when you're ready, move into your final Shavasana. And if you have a tender lower back, place a block or bolster under your knees. This will help soften your lower back. And slowly moving your fingers and toes. And draw the knees to your chest. Roll to one side, doesn't matter which side. Making your way into a seated position. And thank you so much for joining me in this class. Sometimes we just need a short but sweet full body yin yoga. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back and practice with me. Namaste.